right, so welcome to week 5 class meeting for module 153. Thank y'all as always for sharing your time with me. I appreciate it. Um, so let's talk first. Let's address the technical issues with e-learning site. You guys should not, I had one student who thought it was down completely, so she didn't do anything for like 2 days. It is not down, y'all, and it had some issues at the beginning of the week, but they have straightened all that out. Y'all should be good to go. If you are still having issues uploading documents, get with me. We should be able to work that out. And if we can't, we need you to get, I'm going to help you get in touch with IT so they can help you work it out if it's not something that I can fix, okay? But y'all just remember that I am your first point of contact whenever you have any issues. So please come to me, okay? It's very important that I know when you guys are having issues with the site, uploading your books, anything y'all are having issues with, please let me know ASAP. Because as y'all know, we go through stuff pretty quickly, right? So we can't afford to just hang out for a couple of days and not get things straightened out. So that's number one. Get with me if you're still having issues. Number 2, announcement. And y'all will see this coming up in news and announcements and remind and stuff. And I talked about it a little bit last week, but this module is ending next Wednesday. Okay, that's November the 23rd, and that is the day before Thanksgiving. So that being said, all your work has got to be done by that day, 11:55 on the 23rd. I'm gonna have to turn in grades the minute we come back. And I love y'all, but I'm not working on the holiday. Okay, so I am gonna have to work that weekend to get your grades together and all that stuff to turn in first thing on Monday. Now, that being said, y'all, if y'all have some kind of emergency, like, and I mean an emergency, your child in the ER, death in the family, something like that, get with me and I'll go to the powers that be and see what I can work out, okay? So, if you have something serious going on, then we can, I'm sure we can work around it, okay? But it's got to be something serious and legit. Okay, so keep that in mind. Let's see what's next. The final exam. Y'all know all this week we've been reviewing for that final exam, and it's going to encompass chapters 8 through 11, everything we've covered this module. And it's going to be, similar to other final exams that y'all have done with me, a little bit from each module. Now, we're going to do some practical coding here in a minute and I chose one of the questions that was actually on your chapter 11 exam to work out with y'all, because I noticed that there was quite a few people who got it mostly right, but they were just a little bit off on a couple of things. So we just want to go through and clarify a couple of finer points and things like that. For my new students, and a new student is classified as someone who started the program in this module. You are exempt from the final exam, okay? You will take it when you wrap back around at the end of your program. But for now, you are exempt from that exam, so don't stress yourself out. To my newbies that started this week, I want y'all to just continue on with the labs, review the chapters that we've done, just so you're familiar with the material. Okay, do the labs to the best of your abilities. Keep on turning in those daily assignments like y'all have been doing. Y'all are off to a great start. And don't stress. Just keep familiarizing yourself with your books and e-learning site and all that fun stuff, okay? And also, again, get with me if you have any problems. Let's see, anything else? NTHS ceremony is tonight. Everybody is welcome. Come support your classmates. We should have a pretty good turnout, guys. Claire is getting inducted. Patricia, you're getting inducted tonight, right? Did you?
I signed up. I'm not really sure.
Oh, sugar. am pretty sure.
If so, I may have to jump on somewhere.
Okay, I can't minimize while I'm recording, but I can do. Um, well, I'm not gonna hold y'all up trying to look for it, but I'm pretty sure you're getting inducted tonight. Let's see. My students, Erin Holloway, Claire Morgan, and Jennifer Williams. No, Patricia, you are not on there. What happened?
Not sure.
Mm, we'll talk about it later. We'll figure it out. But okay, so let us because I know I'm gonna need you. That's gonna drive me crazy.
I don't know. Like my email got hacked. So if there was something else, like I signed up, so I don't know if something else came behind it.
Oh no. Yeah, there was the registration, and then there was like a week or two later, there was a deadline to pay the fees and dues.
That may have been what happened. Like I said, my email got hacked.
Who? Okay.
Yeah, 'cause they send you like this stuff. I think I have mine here. They send you like a
Your
packet of all kind of stuff, and you get like
right, your stole and
Yep, that's what happened.
thingies.
I lost like I can find a lot of my trash, but like a lot of the like my personal emails,
yeah.
didn't get them.
Dang it, girl.
Thank you.
We can get you in next round. You'll be done with the program by then. But hopefully I can get you in next round. Because you so totally deserve it. You so totally deserve it. All right, so let's see. NTHS, technical issues. Okay, I have a favor to ask. I put it out on Remind Y'all. Unitech wants to feature a student from each class on our Facebook page. We have I don't know if y'all know this, but we have a Unitech Online Campus Facebook page where we announce fun stuff all the time. We have little social media challenges and things where y'all can get involved. And we would really like to post a video of one of our students, just telling us real quickly what you're thankful for. Okay. So and that's due tomorrow. So if one of y'all would do that for me, I would so greatly appreciate it. I had to do one too. They popped up and made the instructors do it today too. So if one of y'all would be so kind as to just shoot a little video or take a little picture of yourself and write a little caption of what you're thankful for, I would totally appreciate it. And so would the rest of the Unitech staff. Okay. Next week, since our module is ending on Wednesday, there's no class Thursday and Friday, of course, observance of the holiday. I'll be shooting out a reminder about that next week. Zoom is going to be on Tuesday instead of Thursday next week. Okay. I got to move it up because we're not having class on Thursday, and Wednesday, your girl is jetting out of town. I'm going to be gone to Tejas, to Texas, to see my family for Thanksgiving. So Wednesday afternoon, I'm not going to be available. So we're going to do Zoom on Tuesday at our normal time at 3:30. And I think that's all the major stuff. I think that's all the major announcements for now. So what I want to do is get into the practical coding part. You guys requested this specifically. And I wanted to do an extra session on Tuesday, but just because this week has been so crazy, I wasn't able to. So we're going to do that now. And like I said, I picked one of our questions that was on the Chapter 11 exam to go over with you guys and work through, because it was a great example. It asked for CPT codes, it asked for ICD-10 codes. There was this huge narrative. And like I said, most of y'all did really, really good and got very, very close to the correct answers if you did not get it correct. And some of y'all were way off base. Like, we're going to have that every time. But this is a very similar question to what you guys are going to see a lot of in Module 154. A lot of it. A lot of your exam questions and chapter exercises are going to be asking you to cold code, wanting CPT codes and ICD-10 codes for diagnosis. So I'm going to share my screen. Well, okay. Okay, can you guys see this? Practical coding practice?
Yes.
All right, awesome. So what I did was I basically just took the narrative, and I'm sure you guys will recognize this from the exam. All right, and that top paragraph, we're not going to read through all that. You guys have already read it. But what I wanted to point out, the main thing I wanted to point out, okay, you have a subjective, an objective, and then down here, it gives you your diagnosis. Like it just straight up just gives it to you and tells you the medical decision making complexity. There it is. Okay. And then it gives you a treatment plan for this patient. And then you see down here at the bottom, it says CPT and it has a blank, and it says ICD-10 codes and it has a blank. And then on the side, it says 2 codes. Y'all, that is a dead giveaway that you need 2 codes there for a correct answer. Okay. And if you needed more than 1 CPT, it would let you know that as well. Okay. So that's the first thing I want you to start really paying attention to, is how many codes these questions are asking you for. Okay. And at least, like I say, y'all, at least attempt it so that I can give y'all partial points. All right. So what we need to do when we get a big old narrative like this is pick out the information that is pertinent to us. Okay. We do not need to know all of this. And a lot of times they throw in a lot of extra information in our chapter exercises and exams and these questions, kind of to throw you off. So learning to pick out those keywords and the things that are really pertinent to us is important. And like I said, for the ICD-10 codes, our diagnosis is right there without even reading any of that. Okay. Let's go to the next page. All right. So I wanted to point out some of the main stuff that's important to us, some things to look for. All right. So in the subjective, 17-year-old patient presents to the emergency department. Why is that important? Who can tell me why that's important? That's telling us where. Go ahead, Claire.
So I gotta log out of this. Emergency department. Okay. It's telling you where visit or initially started.
Mhm.
So that kind of, in a sense, helps you know how to code, like how you're gonna code your visit.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Yeah. You know, we have to know where this service took place. Did it take place in the doctor's office? Did it take place in an emergency room? Did it take place at an urgent care? That is going to determine which section of E&M codes we're using to code this, right? So again, that who, what, when, and where of our scenario, emergency department. So that's the first thing we want to make note of. All right, and then if you keep on reading a little bit, the last sentence in this objective is the main complaints center around the knee and left elbow. Past history negative for significant illness, no medications. Why is this important for us?
Because she's been treated with that illness before, but didn't take any medication.
No, this is a new injury. This is a new injury. This was actually a motorcycle accident that this kid got into. So it's a new injury, but it says the main complaints center around the knee and the left elbow, past history negative for significant illness, and he's not currently on any medications. This is going to help us when we're looking at our history for this patient and deciding on the complexity and the medical decision making and all that thing. If this 17-year-old kid who got in this motorcycle accident had extra, like he was diabetic, or he had Ehlers-Danlos, or he had a history of cancer, or anything like that, anything additional to what his chief complaints are, it's going to up your level of history, up your level of risk, up your level of medical decision making. Okay, so knowing what that patient is dealing with outside of the chief complaint is important to making those determinations. All right, let's see. In that first sentence of the objective, patient is in no acute distress. What does that mean?
Non-life threatening.
Yeah.
He ain't dying. That's basically, he ain't dying. It's not, if he's in no acute distress, our risk level on this is pretty low, right? So that's something we need to pay attention to. And y'all, the rest of that objective is primarily fluff. It's primarily fluff. It's important to have on the medical record because it states everything that they checked on that patient and what those results were. But for us, it's mostly fluff. It's not stuff that's going to affect us too much. All right, so on the second sentence of that objective though, during a complete physical examination, that's important, right? That's important. That tells us that they did an entire exam. They looked at this boy from head to toe and they checked everything. So what does that mean for us as far as our levels of medical decision making and things like that?
Okay, tell me again, what's the question? I'm sorry.
Not a problem. Why is it important for us to know, or how does it apply to us, the fact that he had a complete physical examination? How is that going to affect our medical decision making and our levels?
Because they looked at all his systems.
That's right. They did a complete workup on this boy to make sure he was okay and didn't have anything else wrong with him other than what he was coming in for, right? So that's important for us to know because a complete physical examination is going to be a higher level than if they just, we checked this, and this, and he was fine. no big deal. No, we checked him over head to toe and everything was all right. All right. In the next section I have highlighted is basically what I said. The diagnosis is straight up contusion of the left elbow and left knee, which we saw that, and that's subjective, right? His chief complaint was over his knee and his elbow. And it tells us the medical decision making was of moderate complexity. So they gave that to us, point blank. All right, so the plan. The only thing I want to point out to y'all as far as the plan is that it says to not assign external cause codes. If that was not there, if you needed an external cause code, what would y'all look for? You remember your external cause codes are maybe how the patient got injured, where the patient got injured.
So that would be like, and correct me if I'm wrong, the way I'm thinking. That would be like his, like he had a MVA at the park, or his ER visit, or like that.
Motorcycle accident.
Let's
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, it was MVA if it was car accident, but his in particular was a motorcycle accident. So if they needed external cause codes, you would go to, you would, find, I think it's accident in the alphabetic, and then there's like 5 pages of different accidents that they can get into. Whether they were the bystander, the rider, the driver, each of them has its own code if you needed that. And on this one, they did not ask for that. And again, down there, it tells you how many CPT codes and ICD-10 codes that you are looking for. All right, so what I want y'all to do, if y'all haven't already, let me grab actually, I can just do this. All right, so, in the beginning, the very beginning of your CPT manual, you have that beautiful few little pages that start, I think, on XXV, that have the tables for your different E&M services, right? And y'all, that's invaluable. That is invaluable when you're trying to find out this stuff. So we know that he was seen in the emergency department. So we're going to look at the section for emergency department services, right? We're not going to look in office visits or consultations or anything like that. We're going to go straight to the emergency department because they have their own set. Okay, so the things that we're going to look at and pick out from this scenario: history and examination, medical decision making, presenting problem severity. Okay, for our history and examination, we know they did a full physical on this boy, right? Full physical. So we have problem focused, expanded, detailed, and comprehensive. That's pretty detailed. A full physical, I would pick detailed on that. I would pick detailed. Or comprehensive even, maybe. One of the two of those, okay? Now, your medical decision making. They gave it to y'all right in this scenario, moderate, right? So far we're looking in the range. We've got one for 99283 or 99284 and 99285. Those are our options if we're just looking at history and examination, okay? Our medical decision-making complexity was moderate. So that puts us in the 99283 column and the 99284 column, right? So we're going to be somewhere in the 99283 to the 99285 based on those two things, right? All right, presenting problem severity. self-limited or minor, low to moderate, moderate, high, high severity. All right, and basically what this is it's asking you to determine how severe this boy's injuries are. And we know already he was in no acute distress. They told us that, okay? But he was in an accident, and they did do this whole physical on him. So I would go moderate to high with that. I would go moderate to high. So what do y'all think the correct code to use is going to be on here? What column do we have the most lineups, for lack of a better term?
99284.
Exactly.
I see it now.
Yes, ma'am. You got it. 99284. And that's basically what you're going to do, guys. Anytime you're coding E&M codes, you go to the right section and you go over your scenario. You see how much time they put into the history and examination, how complex the medical decision making was. And a lot of times they'll give it to you. But if they don't, it's almost up to you to determine it. Okay? It's almost a judgment call on our part as to which one we're going to code. And that's where our knowing what we're doing and our accuracy come into effect. Okay? Because if we code a 99283 instead of the 99284, our provider is going to get reimbursed less. They're going to make less money than they should have made. This should have rightfully been a 99284. And if we code it at a lower level, that's less money for our doctor when they deserved that higher level, right? So that was the main thing I wanted to talk to y'all about, was the E&M codes and the complexity levels and how to narrow that down. Okay, and I didn't grade y'all too hard on this because most of y'all got really close. Now I will say this: there were some folks that did not see that it was coded in an emergency department and put a completely different code. Now I did mark y'all for that. I did, because it's in the reading. We're in the emergency department. I think that was it. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about on this scenario, they asked us for 2 ICD-10 codes, right? And that's going to be our diagnosis codes. Y'all, they gave them to us. Left, the knee and the elbow. And majority of y'all got those correct. Got those diagnosis codes correct. So good job on that. Good job on that. Do y'all want me to go into more detail about that right now? About those ICD-10 codes? Because here's the deal. My new students who are watching this, some of them don't even have manuals. They're not even going to know if this is going to be Greek to them, pretty much, because they haven't done the ICD-10 stuff yet. And those like Patricia and Claire, y'all have got ICD-10. Latasha, you're good. Shakira, you're good. y'all have got it down. If there's anybody who needs some additional work with ICD-10 codes, like I said, my new folks, y'all are not there yet. I do not expect y'all to code this stuff yet. Not till after we cover that, until after we go over that material. And y'all know, especially like for right now, when you're taking exams and stuff, you don't even have your book, so you're putting no manual for the time being. So I don't want to bog y'all down and waste a bunch of time on a lot of information that's not pertinent to you. But like I said, those of y'all that have gone through the ICD-10 coding with me, y'all did really well, and y'all nailed it. So, but is there anybody on right now that wants me to go into detail about that? No. Okay, good. All right, because I wanted to mainly focus on that CPT and E&M stuff. If you guys My husband knows I'm in a meeting. But so again, if y'all want some extra practice on that, get with me, we'll line it up. Okay? All right, so let's talk a little bit about that final exam. I am gonna open that up tomorrow because I can't give any time after the day it's actually due. I'm opening it up tomorrow. Okay, so that'll be posted. Feel free to work on it over the weekend, and that way Monday we can go ahead and do retakes if we need to, or whatever we need to do. If y'all can fit that in your, fit that in your weekend. Or if y'all want to do it Monday, we'll still have Tuesday and Wednesday to do retakes and stuff. But again, remember guys, everything's got to be done by 11:55 Wednesday night. So just bear that in mind. Let's see. Do y'all have any questions for me at this point about anything? That's pretty much all I got for y'all. So do y'all have anything that y'all need to get with me about?
I don't think so.
No, we're good. Everybody's good? Okay, sweet. Very good. Then ladies, I will let y'all go for the day. I've got to go get the kid, and then I've got NTHS ceremony that I am hosting tonight at 6:30. So again, come out and support your classmates and me. I could use some familiar faces because I'm pretty nervous about it, quite frankly. I've never hosted anything like this, and it's kind of got my nerves on edge. But we'll be okay. We'll make it through. All right.
Got that.
I hope so. That's what my coworkers are telling me. I hope so. But one of my guest speakers emailed me like 3 hours ago and was like, I don't have a voice. Sorry. I was like, okay.
That's all
Oh,
done.
thank you, Jerica. Appreciate that. Vote of confidence. Yeah, I'll be okay. I just little bit of my social anxiety comes out when I gotta talk in front of a whole bunch of people that I'm not used to talking in front of. Like I'm good in front of y'all. I'm good in front of my coworkers. There's a whole bunch of people that's gonna be there tonight that I've never talked to before. So we'll see. But all right, ladies. Well, y'all have a blessed rest of your evening, a fantastic weekend. Keep on rocking it. Y'all are doing awesome. Keep on rocking it. And get with me if you need anything.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.